Wasteland.com. Today I was listening to the McIlvaney Weekly Commentary, which is a YouTube channel that I've recommended before a long time ago. They cover geopolitical and economic news and things like that. Give it a listen. I give it a listen from time to time. And they're big proponents of gold. No surprises that I listened to there. And that's something that I haven't talked about a lot lately, is gold and silver. But there was something today that they specifically mentioned. He was talking about a comment that someone made to him, or a question rather, that was, is prepping gold, or they didn't use the word prepping, but is buying gold, stockpiling gold, investing in gold, whatever, with knowledge that the currency may collapse, whatever, is that profiting off other people's misfortune? Are you planning to profit off other people's misfortune by knowing what's going to happen to the dollar or whatever, blah, blah, blah? And so this attitude obviously could be extrapolated towards prepping too, and it got me thinking. It's I'd never really thought about. I mean, first of all, obviously I think that is a rubbish kind of perspective to have, and I'll explain why. But it certainly could be extrapolated beyond just gold and silver and into preparing of other kinds. I mean, preppers always talk about keeping different items around for bartering, even things that you might not personally need. I recommend always storing things that you need, because that way you can also barter them if you need to. And then if there's no one there to barter with, or the circumstances just don't make it feasible, you have something that you can use as well. But regardless, if you're stockpiling something specifically for bartering, are you, planning to profit basically off other people's misfortune? I think this is a bogus perspective for a couple reasons. First of all, I don't know many preppers out there that, given the opportunity, won't share everything they know about prepping, really push people to try to get into prepping, explain why they need to do it, help them out with knowledge, whatever resources they have available. So the idea that there's a huge group of preppers that are trying to, even gold buyers, gold bugs. This is a really cool silver bar from 9 Min. I just love poured silver, man. They come in these cool little sleeves too. Poured silver. So that silver buyers or preppers and things like that are really trying to keep this knowledge to themselves and hope that everyone else kind of goes over the cliff, so to speak. That's kind of absurd. So certainly, even if it were logically the case or mathematically the case that preppers and precious metal buyers were profiting off other people's misfortune, they certainly aren't intending to do that. And I don't even think that they are. So my second point is obviously that this isn't really a zero-sum game. Everyone has the opportunity now to exchange their fiat currency for items of real value, whether that's silver and gold, whether that's ammunition, whether that's anything, real estate. There's all sorts of things that you can buy that, or actually that you can own by selling your dollar, so to speak, for real wealth, like precious metals. That when there eventually is a collapse, if everyone had done this, it would be the banks and the states, the nation states, the government, so to speak, that would really be the ones to suffer. It will be a lot of people suffering simply because most people aren't doing that. They have no idea that anything's wrong, or they refuse to accept that anything's wrong. They're not exchanging their fiat. They're soon to be worthless, or not necessarily soon, but eventually to be worthless fiat money for real wealth, like gold and silver and other commodities and real wealth. So it's incidental that you would necessarily be profiting from some other individual's misfortune, if that even were the case. But like I explained, it doesn't really work out that way, because the money that they're holding is going to be worthless, and they're going to choose to, at that point, most people will try to then acquire real assets. But that really has nothing to do with you, with us. And it's incidental. It's unfortunate. That's just the way it's going to be. But we're not really profiting off them. We are just maintaining our purchasing power, so to speak. Some frenzy may increase, purchasing power in some areas, but that's not really the goal, and it's not a direct result of the preppers or the gold and silver bugs' action. It's more like if there's a bridge and everyone's going across the bridge, and we realize that the bridge is faulty, and we say, "Dude, don't take that bridge." And then we're saying, "No, I'm not going to take the bridge, and I'm going to take this car, buy a car to take across, or a dirt bike to go across this other skinny area over here." When the bridge eventually collapses, we haven't profited because, off of other people, because we now have a vehicle that can go across the only other way. We have just had the foresight to be prepared and now can take advantage of that. So like I said, it's not a zero-sum game. A little bit of a ramble here, so I apologize, but it was an interesting kind of thought exercise, thought process that I hadn't really seen before. The idea that it was kind of new to me that there are people out there thinking that someone who buys gold or silver or any sort of preparations with the understanding that the economy or other aspects of infrastructure could collapse at some point is somehow going to be or planning to profit off of other people's misfortune. Doesn't really make any sense. And hopefully this video explains a little bit why that's the case. If anyone had any reservations or felt selfish for doing anything like that, the like they say on the airplane, the best thing you can do is always take care of yourself. And if nothing else, that's one less person that is going to need any sort of resources or help in a disaster situation. And if you have extensive stockpiles, then certainly, or preparations of any kind, then you can take care of other people that you care about, or even other strangers if necessary, and if the logistics work out that way. So don't let any sort of weird sense of guilt or responsibility stop you from being prepared, stockpiling silver and gold and any other resources that you think you might need in a disaster scenario. In fact, a sense of responsibility should require you to do those things, or at least give you a strong urge to do those things, and not to not do them. Let me know what you guys think about this mindset. If you've encountered it before in real life, I certainly haven't. And so it really kind of was a bizarre question to me, but maybe some people have. And let me know what you did at that time and what your thoughts are on the subject in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out all the links in the description below the video as well, and I'll talk to you later.